Hello, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. It's Thursday, time to learn up this week's Parsha, this week's Torah portion. It's Thursday once again. I don't know how the week goes that fast, but it does. We're once again together for a little learning on the weekly Torah portion. So this week's Parsha is Torah portion Toldos, or Toldot, or Toldos, depends where you're from, but it's the same one. We're in the book of Genesis, and I want to share with you a cool insight from Short and Sweet on the Parsha by an author that maybe you're a little familiar with. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's check this out. In this week's Parsha, we meet Yaakov and Esav, Jacob and Esau, the famous two brothers who are the sons of Yitzchak, of Isaac. Okay, so far so good. So in the book of Genesis, it says in chapter 25, verses 25 and 26. And God willing, I'll hopefully link to the verses so you can see them. It says over there, it's talking about when they're being born, when they're coming out of their mother. They're twins. It says the first one emerged red, and he was hairy, like a hairy mantle. He was like physically hairy, and they named him Esav. And after that, his brother emerged with his hand. So Yaakov then came out, the next one of the twins, holding onto the heel, grasping onto the heel of Esav. And so he was given the name Yaakov. So what does this have to do? Heels, hairy, and the names. There's a lot of Torah over here, a lot to know. So first thing you need to know in general is you often find in the Torah that there are names given to people which describe incidents that happened to them or circumstances surrounding their birth, so on and so forth. So it's a little bit beyond the scope of it right now to understand, but the word Esav, the name Esav, has to do with the fact that he was, well, we'll speak about it, but not all of it. He was asoi, he was done. He looked like he was done when he came out. Asoi means he's done, physically done, and some of the commentaries explain he was a scary looking kid. He had teeth already. He had hair like a grown-up. He was red. He had all this kind of stuff going on. So he looked like he was done and baked and finished. So the name Esav comes from Asoi, describing how he looked, how he was done. And the name of Yaakov, the shirish, the root of the word Yaakov, comes from the word akev, which means the heel, like the bottom of your foot, which I would never pick up my foot to the camera, but you understand, you don't need to see my shoe. But that's the same idea. That's where the name comes from. Okay, Yaakov is from the heel because he was holding onto the heel. So the name Yaakov contains that shirish of akev, so on and so forth. Okay, so far so good. So the question is, okay, well that's nice, but where's the greater lesson or depth for us to learn from that? There's an axiom in Torah study that anything you find in the Torah, it's there to teach you a lesson. It's never there. God, unlike contemporary authors, never puts things there for filler, just to take up space. You don't find that in the Torah. Everything there is for a lesson. The question is, how am I supposed to grow and improve and serve God and become the best human being and Jew that I could be from knowing the name of this one and that one and their names and how they got their names? Like, why is that relevant to me? And that's an important question you always have to ask. So some of the commentaries go in this direction. They explain this, that these names represent circumstances surrounding their birth. Esav, how he looked physically done, we got that. And Yaakov, he was holding onto the heel. We're okay with that too. But it's more than that. It's not just knowing the historical circumstance, but you also have to understand, the commentaries say, is it represents their attitude in life, a philosophy, the one that they actually carried out for themselves, and that they and their descendants would embody in the future. Okay? Now, how does that work? So I'll tell you exactly how it works. It works like this. Esav, in attitudinally, which is a big word, in terms of attitude, Esav represents what his name is. See, a name in Torah represents the essence of something. Okay? The essence of something. So if his name is Esav, which means done, it's because that's what his attitude was in life. He was like this, look, I'm done. Okay? And this was his attitude. I don't want to grow. I don't want to change. I don't want to improve myself. I'm okay. You're okay. You leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Kind of like America a little bit, We're all right, leave me alone. As the famous Supreme Court Justice once joked, that my right to swing my arm ends where your nose begins, but as long as my hand isn't touching your face, I can swing my arms anywhere I want. That's Esav. I'm done. I don't want to grow. I don't want to change. I don't want to learn Torah. I don't want to improve myself. I'm not one of those people into personal growth. This is Esav. Esav's not interested. And then you have Yaakov. Yaakov, the name comes from heel. Why heel? What's significant about the heel? Well, the heel is the lowest part on the human body. I mean, any less than that, you're in the schmutz already. You're in the dirt. You're in the mud, right? So heel is the lowest part of the body. So why was this ultimately outstandingly great person named for such a low part of the body? The answer is because it represents his attitude. No matter how great he was, what a tzaddik, what a righteous person, how much he knew, how much he accomplished, always wanted more. He always considered himself and his knowledge and his accomplishments to be what? Relatively lowly, like the heel on a human body. And it always and if that's your attitude, you're like, there's more to know, there's more to learn, more to grow, more to do, more to serve. For all I've done, it's barely nothing compared to what I should do in my service of Hashem. I'm small. I'm like a heel. Okay, that's what Yaakov symbolized and represented in his attitude. Some commentaries actually say this is based on Etziv and Limudei Nisan and other commentaries, which is beyond our scope right now, that it's in fact because he had this attitude, a feeling that he was small and like a heel, that's why he was able to grow. Because, when you think you know everything, it's like you're like a full cup. I can't pour into you because you're full. If your attitude is, I'm empty, I barely know, I'm bereft of accomplishments, fill me up, then we can actually do something with you. You follow? It's a nice idea. It's because he held of himself that he was like that, he could become so big and great. It's interesting, as an aside, that's why a Torah scholar in Judaism is called a Talmud Chacham. Talmud Chacham means a student of the wise, because if you're really a great scholar, it's probably because you have forever the attitude that you're a Talmud, a student, a disciple on your way up. You follow? Okay. One other thing on this, and then I'll just get to the last piece and we'll move on, okay? You should know there's a commentary called the Balaturim who points out that the gematria, the numerical equivalent to the word Esav, is 376. And that is the same as the gematria, the numerical equivalent of the word Shalom. What is gematria? Every letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical equivalent. So if you would add up certain words, and almost like boil down their essence to a number, you see what it is. So if two words have the same number, you add it up, that means that in their essence are somehow connected. 376 is the gematria of Esav, and 376 is the gematria of Shalom, peace. Balaturim has one explanation why, not for the scope of this video, but I'll tell you one right now. I believe it's because Esav believed that he was shalem. The word shalom, it means whole, complete. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done. And that really was his attitude. Esav thought he was done, complete, whole, not interested in growing. So it makes sense that even numerically, his name is equal to the word for I'm finished. So on and so forth. What do I want as your takeaway from here? Just want to let you know, no matter what you've accomplished, how much you've done, spiritually, monetarily, in whatever aspect of your life, I always want you to be in growth mode and always regard it like there's more to go and more to know and more to grow. Trying to live off your current level, whether it's Torah scholarship, mitzvahs, connection to Hashem, your current level of success, whatever you have, trying to live off that forever, that's like trying to live the next 50 years of your life off the last meal you had. Last night's dinner to this morning's breakfast, that's great, but it's not as important as your next meal. And I often tell people, when it comes to growing and striving for success in any aspect of your life, it could be with your family, it could be in your career, it could be in anything, certainly in Torah scholarship, your next accomplishment is the most important one. Whatever you did, that's in the rearview mirror. We're happy for you, but you can't live off that forever. You can't. And in fact, the way the world works is that things are usually going in a matzav, we would say, in a situation, in a pathway of decline. The moment you take your foot off the gas pedal, your car slows down. The moment you stop trying to grow and accomplish and pour it on and do more, in any aspect of your life, you're going to begin to regress. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished in the past. You're probably going to have to work very hard to keep it up, even to maintain it, let alone add to it. Ask any person who's ever lost weight. Are you done? You lost 40 pounds, you hit your goal? Wasn't easy, right? You think you're done? No way. If you don't continue to pour it on and put in more effort, you're going to regress, my friend. You're going to go backwards. You're going to end up +2 from where you started. You're going to end up back, you're going to gain 42. Every aspect of life is like that. And it's important in life, certainly in a spiritual sense, and I would respectfully suggest to you in any aspect of your life, always have the attitude of a Yaakov. Let's go, let's grow, let's do more. No matter what I have, I'm small, I'm not successful yet. Nishkanuk, we say in Yiddish, it's not enough. Let's do it, let's go for more. That has to be the attitude in mitzvahs, in scholarship, and in everything that you deem to be important and worthwhile pursuing and chasing. You're not successful yet. Don't plant that flag in the ground. Because the moment you tell yourself that, oh, I'm already successful, you're finished, okay? Be very careful when you plant that flag in the ground like an Esav and say, I'm done, I'm finished, I've arrived. Because the moment you do that, I guarantee you, you're only going to be even there for a little while before you start sliding down that hill towards mediocrity or worse. It's Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman, the Jewish Executive Learning Network, and BregmanSuccess.com. That insight is based on short and sweet on the Parsha. If you'd like to order a copy, send me an email, director@jeln.org. I think Amazon.com is out. And we'll be in touch. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and encourage others to do so we can continue to learn and grow and keep moving forward together. Have a great Shabbos. Bye.